And on the back is the website with all of the detailed information on the renovation itself, all of the voting information, the mill levy information, all of that, which we couldn't get into a trifold. So please, if you have access, go to the website and you can get many more details. But this is the drawing, and very quickly, this is where we're standing in the front entryway. This purple is all brand new square footage, but this entire area will be the library with an outside access right here. So this will be our whole new library. This is going to be the office area right here, but we're moving the reception so it'll be right here. So when you walk in the door, there's the office. What a novel idea. But we will also be pushing that wall out to add more space to the office area, because we have no sick bay, we have not enough room for record storage, as I pointed out to you. We don't have enough conference rooms in there, and so that wall will be pushed out to add another row of offices. This is the science lab that we were standing in, so this is the end of the present building. So all of this is new space, okay? We'll have 2 science labs here and 2 science labs here, and that's where the present locker room is, with bathrooms in between. We'll have two new classrooms there. This is where the ProStart program will be, with loading dock and wood shop. We'll add a new auto shop, because if you know that back area back there, we're taking the auto shop, which is presently right here, to make the wood shop and maintenance. So we're adding an auto shop here. This will be the art room and our present fitness room. This is the auditorium, stays exactly where it is, but this is that long hallway that feeds into the band and choir room and all their little music library, offices, practice rooms, things like that. So they will go directly onto the stage from the back. This is where the present library is, and those are the classrooms that we're adding, and our special education department. This is our present cafeteria, and it's staying exactly where it is, but we're making it into a commons, knocking out a wall and making it wide open and adding windows. And then for you to get perspective, this is where the present middle school gym is. So when you come to an activity in middle school, you walk up this little ramp right here and come in the door here. So that's the present middle school, and what we're doing is we're adding a gym up here, and then we're adding this whole foyer entryway. So where there's a space for when people come in. So when you park over here, you'll come in the doors here. Public restrooms, so you don't have to go into the middle school to use the bathrooms. Concession stand, clothing store. This will be the fitness room, since we have to move it. A classroom for health classes, mechanical room, the gym, and then offices and locker rooms with an external exit here. This would be the football locker room, so they can go directly outside and not clump through the building in their cleats like they do now. This gym will seat 2,500 people. Our present gym with the bleachers on the ends seats about 1,200. If you've gone around to others' gyms, this is near in size to the T gym. If you have some perspective on other gyms, this is very close in size, seating-wise, to the T gym.
Sounds like a good idea.
Really good. Stay where it's at.
It does.
Say that what?
The
Wrestling room, yes.
The wrestling room stays where it is, the gymnastics center stays where it is, with the exception of the gymnastics center. We hope to expose that building by getting rid of the bus barn. We want to move the bus barn off the campus.
Good.
That barn is pretty well, that garage or whatever it's called, is pretty well seen its better days. And safety-wise, it isn't good to have the buses backing up on school property. And if you ever watched an exit from the school, at the end of the day, you don't want buses and those cars in the same place.
Whoever put
But
a barn in the middle of high school parking.
so that will give us additional parking back for what we're taking away. We're taking away a number of places on the north. About half of that
Right here.
is parking right now.
This is more of the practice football field right here.
That's a grass area.
Okay.
So that goes right up to the street then?
It's about
30
30
feet from the 30 feet from the street on the
11th
north
Street.
end. And the architects and engineers are working on the drainage issues. Some of you that have been around here a long time recognize the fact that this school was built originally in a kind of a low water area. They're working on drainage with the city. We've had some meetings already. Plan on doing some tying in with some storm sewer. And actually, we think you know, we have that pretty well under control, so we're looking forward to that.
What's the timeline then, if this passes?
The architects tell us that it would take 18 months from breaking ground to completion. And so part of our hope and part of the reason we put the vote in February was that if it would pass in February, the architects would have enough time to get bids out, to get the bonds, to get all of that going so that they could possibly break ground yet late fall and get part of it enclosed. And what they'd like to do is do this piece out here, since it least affects the most number of people.
Out here, you mean?
No, on the west side, down here, right out down here.
Down there.
Oh, okay.
Where the band and choir is, so they would be displaced, but they have the band and choir room in the middle school to use. And so that would be a simple displacement to start out with. It's gonna cause, in those 18 months, it's gonna cause uproar in education. But lots of schools have done it. Tri-Valley has done it, O'Gorman has done it, Lincoln has done it, West Central's doing it right now. Lots of schools have gone through a remodel and still held school in the building. So it can be done, but it will be as you know, as you can see, it's a domino effect. You know, you can't put somebody in a place until you move somebody else. And so it's gonna be a domino effect. But we'd like to get this enclosed before winter of next year. And if that all happens and everything falls in place, then we would look for completion during the year 2013.
It'll move pretty quick once it starts. There's a lot of work there, and some of that has to be done in phases. But the music part is something, because we have the access to the middle school music rooms right now, we can move our high school kids over there for music and back and forth. So that really helps that out, and that is probably where we would start first.
Would the gym necessarily, because that displaces the least amount of people, would that come in fairly early in a sense to replace the high school gym as they're doing everything?
I don't have a clear answer on that.
Well, the architect doesn't either.
Right. At some point, you know.
Contractor has to decide.
You know, pretty much we know that we're gonna try to do this, but after that, I don't think they know. And then, of course, getting towards summer is a time where they could really go full tilt and be as disruptive as they want.
Right.
And so what they wanna do in the summer, you know, when we don't have students here, will be their decision. So we're not really sure, and I don't think they are yet, what the whole domino effect, what would happen. But they think that this is where they'd wanna start.
Sure.
But it'd be an 18-month project from beginning to end.
From
Once they
breaking
start
ground-
breaking
right,
ground to the
breaking
finish
ground
is
to
what they
completion.
project, yeah.
And it takes, you know,
Not too bad.
I think they said about 6 months to do the whole bids and all of that.
Well, it takes longer than what a guy thinks, but
Yeah.
they'll do it as soon as they can, and if it passes February 1st, then they go to work and finish all the exact details of everything, and then it goes out for bid, and, you know, we like to, for example, get it started in the fall to get the footings in those outside areas, because today they can build all winter long if they have footings.
Yep.
So, it's a lot different than it was in 1965.
So all the plumbing will be changed then?
Well, I can't say that in the entire area, it won't, but in some of those integral areas, like that locker room, for example, back there, that will be changed. In the kitchen back over here where we're not doing anything, that'll stay the same. So, I mean, there'll be some maintenance that goes on, but a lot of it is gonna be changed over. One good thing is the roof on this building has been kept up to speed. Now, we're in good shape for roofs, because it's on a cycle that we do the roof repair, and so we're current with that. So a good core and a good roof allows us to do good things with it. Because again, the brick and the terrazzo flooring, you know, you put that in a new building today, that's about $2.5 to $3 million just to put that in. Otherwise, buildings aren't built that way anymore.
Well, so you're actually adding 62,000 square feet.
Right. The present building, and we had some misinformation on that. Our original brochure said that the present building was 62,000 square feet, but that actually was the remodel part of the architect's estimates when they got it to it.
Sure.
This present building, including, because you know, the cafeteria was not part of the 65 buildings, so the cafeteria's been added. So with the cafeteria right now, this building is about 94,000
Yeah,
square
94,
feet.
yeah,
And so
91.
we are adding another 62,000, which means that area, this area, that area, the auto shop, and the gym. So that 62,000 is pretty much almost all the way around the building.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, not much left in its original form.
Right.
Sure.
And you know, the big question that often comes up, and we have posted on that website lots of FAQs, frequently asked questions, but why do you need more square footage when you have fewer kids than when this building was built? And I hope that the tour really answered those questions, because it really is all about special programs that we have that were not needed in 1965. And so we need space for all of those things that were not a part of this building.
Well, when you graduated from high school in 1965, you were required to have a minimum of 16 credits. Today, you graduate from high school, you have to have a minimum of 22 in the same 4-year time period. So, I mean, life has changed a lot.
Yeah.
And one of them is science, that chemistry or physics issue. You know, we didn't have to take chemistry or physics just to get out of high school. Today, you do.
I think Don did, I think he was.
He probably took it.
I took physics.
Yeah, he was up there.
Got an A.
See?
I'm proud of you.
You still got the record, don't you?
That's right, it's been one of those
Vince.
boxes back there.
I'm gonna
Vince,
check.
Donnie's 3 credits